Welcome to your full body stretch. We'll be completing everything down on your mat today, mostly seated and then moving down toward our backs. So let's get started. We'll begin seated in a cross-legged position. If any of these seated stretches are hard to access for you, you can always prop up and sit on a yoga block, a book, or a cushion. So begin, like I said, seated with crossed legs. Then sit up as tall as you can. We're gonna bring your left fingertips to the floor. And then with an inhale, bring your right arm up overhead. Start to lean over to the left, bending your elbow, and then keeping that nice big side bend. Thinking about taking the ribs and turning them up and open. So deeply breathe into the belly and breathe into the ribs. Good, then take one more breath. Exhale and rise up. We'll bring then our right fingertips to the floor, left arm up and overhead. Again, start to side bend, bending into your left elbow. Be sure not to collapse forward, so you're still trying to pull open and upward. Really just focusing on the depth of breath and the expansion of your ribs. Good, again, exhale, come back up. Take your hands, you're gonna interlace your fingers and then place them behind your head, and right at the base of your skull. Then with an exhale, start to pull your belly in, bring your elbows in toward one another, and then start to round forward, drawing your chin to your chest. And starting to flex the spine. So roll down and forward as far as you can. And gently pull on the head, on the neck as well. And feel that stretch all the way down your spine. Next, inhale and rise back upward. As you come up then, we're going to start to stretch the legs out wide. So bringing both legs out into a V position. So take your fingers behind you and start to push into the floor so that you can kind of press yourself forward and find a deeper opening through the legs. Now, especially this one is one that people find they might need to sit on something if you feel like you're sitting back, kind of sinking into low back. I'm going to press yourself up and forward. Be able to rotate through the hip bones. So you're rotating them forward. Then bring your hands forward, keeping your legs nice and straight, a gentle flex through the quadriceps. You're gonna start walking the hands forward. Now we still want to broaden the chest, lifting up, but really again, try to rotate through the hips bones. And then we'll start to come forward and fold yourself down. So here now we're trying to release the spine and drop the head, and just like we were doing in the previous stretch. And then again, take one more breath here. And then begin to rise yourself upward. You grab each leg kind of behind the knee and pull it in. It's a nice way to exit out of that stretch. And then we'll cross the legs again. All right, just feeling nice fold in the legs. So then with your right hand, you're gonna take a big reach up overhead and then tap it behind you as if you're patting yourself in the back. And now take your left hand to grab the right elbow. Give yourself a pull and then just try to lift the shoulders up so it's not pulling the head downward. So lift the shoulders up and back and then give yourself a pull to stretch through the triceps. Go ahead and then start to release, and we'll switch arms. So now left will tuck behind you, right will grab overhead, and pull the elbow up and in. And once again, exhale and release. Now we're gonna bring one leg in front. So bring one leg in front and one leg behind in creating 90-degree angles through the knees and hips. So with the leg in front, we're gonna want to try to shift our weight slightly over in toward maybe our back leg, and so that we can fold into our front shin. So we're just trying to even out the weight. You tend to roll out the outside. Now we're gonna try to roll in slightly and then lean forward toward your front shin. And then we'll start walking forward, trying to bring our belly down toward our shin. So you're gonna come as low as you possibly can and just fold and release here. And then soften and relax, dropping your head and neck, and just breathe. Then inhale, we'll rise up and just switch legs here so you can kind of roll through the sits bones, changing the positions. Opposite leg in front, opposite leg in back. Now shift your weight again toward the inside, toward the back leg. Come forward and start to hinge and lean over your shin, and then start to fold as far forward as you can. Again, release, drop your head, relax the neck. Once again, rise upward. We'll come out of that position. And now coming onto the knees, we're going to sit back and shift your weight to one side. So shift your weight to one leg and then bring the other leg forward and in front of you. So now we're sitting back on your foot and on your ankle. This one can feel pretty intense sometimes on the foot and ankle, so you can always slide maybe a towel or a rolled up shirt underneath the front of your ankle. But if you're feeling all right here, we're going to sit back and then start to stretch through the front of your quadriceps, and you can walk the hands back. So you can walk back as far as you feel comfortable, maybe even coming down to a forearm and just hanging back, feeling the stretch on the front side of the quadricep. This one here, you have a little bit of a bonus. You can take the head back and let the head drop and let your neck and throat open if you want just a little bit deeper or fuller stretch through the entire body. Otherwise, you can hold your head upright like so. Now to return, just start to press up into one hand, then the other. We'll bring our weight all the way over onto our bent leg, swap out the front leg, and then do the same. Shift your weight and bring the other leg straight forward. All right, so we'll sink down and start to walk back again. Lowering yourself as far as you feel comfortable. It shouldn't be a strain in which you can't breathe, so make sure it's not too much of an intense pain where you feel like you're holding your breath or just holding tension through the body. Just go ahead and relax into it. And then once again, rise yourself upward. We'll again roll onto the bent leg, pull the front one back, and now we're on our knees to come into a melting heart pose. So what we want is our bum right on top of our knees, and then walk the hands forward. So you're pushing the hips back, but just trying to keep them in place directly over the knees. And then as you walk and extend the arms out. Once you feel like you've reached and extended as far as you can, then press your hands into the mat and start to drop your chest down toward the floor, which will open up the shoulders. You'll start dropping the spine as well, to then rest your forehead on the mat. So keep your elbows off the floor. Try to find an extension through the arms so they're straight, and then open up through the upper back by letting your chest, your upper back melt down toward the floor. And once again, rise upward. And all you need to do now is just try to roll down, finding length on the mat to roll onto your back. And we're going to find just one supine twist here. So draw your knee into your chest and then lengthen the opposite leg. You're going to take opposite hand to opposite knee and then go ahead and pull across the body. And keep pulling so you feel a nice big rotation through your entire body. Once we're there, you'll stretch your opposite arm out with palm up to the ceiling. So a big deep twist here with your leg that's bent. Let that foot rest on the floor. And then see if you can keep your opposite shoulder to the floor as well. deep breaths here are crucial, so really fill up through the base of your belly and allow each exhale to soften the body. With your inhale, now start to roll back to center, pulling your knee back into your chest. And then we will swap legs, bringing the opposite one in and stretching the other one out. So once again, opposite hand to knee, pull across the body, start to twist and rotate as far over as you can as you extend your opposite arm out. Again, trying to maintain contact with your shoulder to the floor. Now draw your knee back to center. Pull both knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. You can just kick slightly up through the legs to roll up along the spine and build momentum to come up to a seat. That was your full body stretch. Thanks for joining.